Hello tankers and welcome to World of Tanks with me, Merriman. Today I'm looking at the M46 Patton KR, which is the new Tier 8 American medium tank. And it's available for 7 days, which is quite nice. You can get it either as a bundle or not as a bundle. I personally went for the non-bundle, which cost me £23.91, but the bundle will set you back £36.78. And throughout this review I'm going to be looking at how the tank performs and whether or not it's worth that money. And if this video is too long for you to watch, overall, yeah, it's probably worth the money. It's pretty special, you're not going to get anything like it again, and overall, yeah, it performs pretty nicely. WZ, the Waffenträger, starts the game on our team by saying that we're going to lose, and I blacklist him, because I don't need negativity. Brings down the morale of the team, brings down my morale, and overall just makes it so that, yeah, we probably will lose. So I blacklist him and move on with the game. Now, the M46 Patton does have a permanent camouflage. That camouflage, which you can see on my tank here, is unremovable. Whether you like that pattern or not, that is what you're getting. And it does mean that you don't have to spend gold on a permanent camouflage, and it does mean you can't remove albums, but, you know, maybe you don't like it, maybe it's not for you. That is something to bear in mind. You cannot remove this camouflage, you cannot add your own. But it does get the permanent boost from camouflage, so it's not too bad. Start the game, firing a shell into the new T25 Skoda, which honestly I think is a pile of shit. And honestly I'm not too scared of. Now, what I try and do here is I try and get myself into a hold down position. IS-3 gets in the way a bit, which, yeah, happens. He's trying to reverse out the way. And I get hit by artillery. I move back up into position, and I end up deciding that now that that second artillery shell's come in, it's not worth being here anymore. And this is where you're going to be able to take account of the speed of the pattern. I decide to get the hell out of dodge, and I start going down a hill, and I manage to reach about 50 kilometers per hour, 55, and move away from the conflict. I then turn in such a way as to flank the enemy, and you can see that I'm pretty much keeping a pretty stable 40 kilometers per hour. It's going down to about 30, but, you know, overall that's not too bad. I am still keeping up a relatively good speed. Keep in mind this is the maximum speed a Black Prince can ever achieve, and this is doing it when it's trying to go up a hill and turning. So, going up a hill now and going at 40 kilometers per hour, which is pretty good. I managed to get around the enemy tanks, and this is where you're going to see this gun in action. Waffenträger fire on the move and take him out and manage to kill him, which is pretty good that I can hit whilst on the move. And this tank does have vertical stabilizer and a gun rammer, hasn't quite got 100% crew yet. So, fire a shell into the Centurion, realise the Skoda is now a one-shot kill, signal for my allies to attack, take out the Skoda, change my target to the T-34-100 whilst reversing back, and then I see that my allies move forward, so I begin to move forwards. And my focus is on that T-34-100, set him on fire. He has a premium fire extinguisher, so he puts it out straight away. But even the turret isn't good enough. Le Furfer tracks me, and I just continue on with my game. Fire a shell into the Centurion. He is now a 2-shot kill for me. IS-3 moving forward, so I move forward as well. Fire a shell into the Centurion on the move, track him, get behind the Centurion's gun traverse, and take him out. It is around this point that the T-34-100 on the enemy team starts bitching about how his team is full of Polish noobs, because, you know, racist noobs need to be racist. And it is at this point I want to point out that he was in fact, and I'm going to pause the game just for a moment here, in a platoon with a Tier 5 artillery and a Tier 6 medium. Noob team match. But anyway, moving forwards into the game, the only things left are artillery. But overall, what I find about this tank is that it's relatively good at manoeuvring. The gun depression is reasonably good. The penetration is reasonably good. Accuracy, reasonably good. Everything about this tank is pretty much just reasonably good. The only thing that isn't reasonably good about this tank is probably the caliber of the gun. There was a point when I tried to kill a Jag Tiger 88 on about 50 hit points, and I wasn't quite able to do it with high explosive, even though my APCR rounds couldn't pen it. Probably more the fact that I was getting unlucky with those shells, but there you go. So, that's the tank. I hope you enjoyed it. I personally have been enjoying my time in the tank. I think that it's really quite good. Reload is good, the gun depression is good, and honestly that's what I want in a premium tank. Credit making, yeah, good. I've made 70,000 credits off this tank in one game. It is a good credit maker. Crew trainer, well, you can see there down below, it's got a commander, a gunner, a driver, a radio operator, and a loader. So I hope that goes some way to show you what this new tank is all about. Please leave me a like, a comment, and if you didn't like the video, leave a dislike. Can't force you not to. And I will see you next time for more World of Tanks.